What is up, Light Fam? Welcome to another video. My name is David. You guys in the Lightways community know that I am always trying to help you guys step into your greatest version. And one of the first places that I like to examine is what are some of the limiting beliefs that are egoic and archaic in nature that keep people stuck in their own head and keep them from moving forward so that they can live the life of their dreams. I've had a few clients that have said that they believe that they're unhappy because they're paying off some karmic debt from a previous past life. And many people believe that they deserve, you guys know how I feel about that word deserve, they deserve to be unhappy in this life because they're paying off some karmic debt from a previous life. Alright guys, so this video is going to be on karma. What is karma? Is karma real? Let's go. Karma. What is karma? Is karma real? Okay guys, so as humans with a physical finite brain, right? Our brain has a birth, a life, and a death. It's finite. We try to conceptualize and compartmentalize that which is infinite by assigning it human 3D egoic traits. It's the human mind that needs rules and structure and regulation. It's the human mind that needs a paradigm that it can relate to. And the 3D ego can certainly relate to concepts of revenge, judgment, condemnation, damnation, jealousy, vanity, right? Guys, the universe is not vindictive. The universe is not seeking revenge. The universe is not trying to punish you. The universe doesn't get angry. The universe doesn't play favorites. The universe doesn't need all the glory, okay? When we start mixing ego with spirit, we start stepping into duality. When you start stepping into duality, everything flies off of the rails because the ego is the definition of duality because the ego doesn't understand its true identity. The ego believes that it's something separate from eternal love. So when you start believing the structures formed from the ego, you cut yourself off from your spiritual aspect. It's the human mind, it's the human ego which questions its own worthiness and deservingness that invented this concept of karma because it can't come to grips with its own infinite and eternally free nature. And as I said, it believes it's something separate from eternal love. But you are not your ego, you are not your mind, you are source consciousness. And you're never divided against yourself. That would be duality. So karma is a BS, belief system, okay? Source, unity consciousness, spirit, soul is not a belief system. It's only your ego that has a bunch of BS, belief systems, which means that if you believe that you have karmic debt, then you do. The universe is always going to mirror back your own BS belief systems to you. However, that is your subjective truth. It's not an objective truth, which means that not everybody has to. You guys know how I feel about that word, has to. Not everybody has to experience your concept of karmic debt. You are the universe. The universe is not something separate from you that is trying to punish you. You know, you can't be spiritual and say that you're this spiritual being having a temporary physical experience, but at the same time believe that you're something separate from the universe. Because what is spirit? The universe. So the universe is trying to punish itself as you to teach itself a lesson. No, 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 no. It doesn't work that way. And by the way, you get to choose whether or not to reincarnate. There's no dogmatic law that says you have to keep coming back until you learn the lesson. You're not learning the lesson, you have to reincarnate. That would be impossible because that would be violating your free will as the universe itself, which is impossible to do. Now, of course, there is an egoic man-made law that says you have to reincarnate until you learn a lesson, but it's not a universal law. You are omni-consciousness having a physical experience. You are all things, which means you are the smiter and the smited. It's all the same circulating energy. So if you are intentionally hurting people, then you're on the vibrational frequency of hurt, and you're experiencing recycling that energy because it's a vibrational match to what you are putting out. But it's not a punishment. This is why we need to mind our energy. The universe is our mirror. So life becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because everything is consciousness. So we live in a soup of consciousness. We are conscious creative centers in this soup of consciousness, experiencing our own conscious thoughts. Who knows how many past lives I've had? I have no clue. And you know what? My life is happy. It's awesome. I'm so grateful for my life. I'm free. I live my life. And I don't believe that I have any karmic debt. You know why? Because I don't believe that I have any karmic debt. And the universe says, according to your belief, be it unto you. And that's how it works for everybody. There was nothing that I needed to clear. I just never accepted it as truth in the first place. And my life is a reflection of that. So this whole concept of being punished for something that you did in a past life, that would be the same as a parent punishing their teenager for the crayon that they ate when they were 3. The punishment kind of loses all meaning and context when the original transgression or crime can't even be remembered in the first place. If I'm intentionally wanting to hurt people, then that means that I am holding the belief system that has the negative emotions that carry the highest level of dissonance from love, right? So that's going to be fear, anger, pain, separatism. This is why we say hurt people hurt people. They're constantly experiencing that hurt that they put out. So they carry around that hurt because they don't understand their true identity as source consciousness having a physical experience. So it's more a situation of not understanding one's true identity, living from ego, than it is of carrying around something that they have zero recollection of that they did back in 1455 or something. It's all about what is your energetic signature. If your energetic signature is to hurt people, then your intentions and your actions vibrationally line up for you to experience that reality. Story time, Light Fam, story time. A long time ago, I was dating this person right before I coincidentally met my twin flame. Now, we all know that there are no coincidences in an intelligent universe. And for all of my twin flames out there, you know that meeting your twin flame is like getting hit with a freight train. You couldn't love somebody else even if you wanted to in that moment. And so the person that I was dating before meeting my twin flame is a very spiritual person. She's a Reiki master, by the way. Very spiritual, right? So she tried to tell me I've got all this karma headed my way. Karma, don't you think the universe is going to have my back? No, I don't. Nor did I experience any of this egoic concept of which you speak. Why? Because of intentions. When we met, my intentions were good and honorable. What is one of the most powerful energetic catalysts we use to create the reality that we want to experience? Intentions and actions. My intentions and actions were good and honorable, and that's the energy that I operate in, and that's the reality that I experience. So for me to experience what she wants me to experience would be a vibrational mismatch, and that's just her not operating from spirit, but operating from ego to soothe that hurt ego. Again, that's duality. Thank you, Noisy Motorcycle. I love you. God bless you. Anytime we're operating from ego, we're operating in a state of duality. Now, This is not a twin flame video, guys, but there are a lot of divine feminines out there that would heal a lot faster if they would stop waiting on karma to get back, to pay back their divine masculine. You've got to focus on your own self-love and healing and drop this whole karma thing. So guys, you have to ask yourself, are you making karmic debt a part of your story? Because if you are, you're making it a part of your identity. If you're going around saying, I need to clear some karmic debt before I live the life of my dreams or find true love, then that's your story and you're making it a part of your identity because you've said it a million times and it's sinking into your subconscious BS belief systems. Your perceived identity is just ego. But be forewarned, if you sit down that belief of karmic debt, now you're threatening the story. Now you're threatening the identity. And who's in charge of survival of the identity? The ego. So the ego is going to rush in, guns a-blazing, throw you into fight or flight survival mode and say, no, don't set that karmic debt down because then you'll be responsible for your own happiness. No, don't set that karmic debt down. You'll be responsible to attain the life of your dreams. No, don't set that karmic debt down. You'll be 100% responsible for your vibration. And I don't think you're strong enough for that. I don't think you're good enough for that. I don't think you're deserving of that. As a matter of fact, your track record of attaining this is not so hot. So the ego is going to hang on to this concept of karmic debt because it's worried about ego death, right? If you birth a new identity, then the ego becomes worried about ego death. As a matter of fact, that's the whole concept behind the dark night of the soul. Birthing a new identity, and that old identity fights tooth and nail to keep itself alive. So your current 3D ego believes that birthing a new identity means its own death. It doesn't understand that birthing a new, stronger, soul-aligned identity is actually the ticket to freedom. It's going to tell you, no, you can't do that because it wants to maintain its limited perception of self, which it believes is separate from source. It wants to keep itself alive. So it's going to say, no. Remember, you killed that guy in 1792, so you don't deserve true love in this life. So hopefully you guys can now see that karmic debt is really just your 3D ego hanging on to the lies of not good enough, not deserving, not worthy. And when we start delving into that area of worthiness and deserve, guys, it's the same game that the condemning, judging, fear-based religions play. It's the same thing. Because to me, karma sounds a lot like wrath of God. You know, there's this mass spiritual awakening happening on the planet, and a lot of people are waking up and they're no longer resonating with that fear-based, judging, damning, religious indoctrination, and then they come over here to spirituality where they're free as a bird. Their soul is clean and free. It's free to evolve and grow into its own understanding of its true identity. And then they want to paint this white, clean canvas with the same fear-based indoctrination that they're bringing over from the fear-based religions. Because think about it. Karma, to me, sounds a lot like wrath of God. What about karmic debt? Well, what's the definition of that? Well, okay, you're born, you're born, you have no choice in it. You guys know how I feel about free will, but you're born with all of this negative stuff on top of you. You've got all of this negative debt on top of you. Sounds a lot like sin. Guys, that is man. That is ego. Spirit will never question your worthiness. Ever. If you're questioning your worthiness, it's coming from ego. Period. If you are a mental prisoner of some fear-based structure that is questioning your worthiness, it's man. It's not spirit. And you need to run for the hills. So this begs the question, is there anything that does need to be cleared if there's no karmic debt? Well, yeah, what would need to be cleared would be your shadow aspects. So your shadow aspects are the aspects of yourself which hold the highest level of dissonance from love. And even then, you're not clearing it. You're sitting with those aspects in love to raise its vibration, to integrate it into your higher and more dominant frequency. So doing shadow work is healing childhood trauma or limiting beliefs incurred from childhood, from this life, which is not karma or karmic debt. You're healing childhood trauma. Childhood trauma is not karma. All right, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed the video, and I just want to say, even if you don't agree with everything I've said, what benefits you more? Defending your story of karmic debt, or dropping that excuse like a bag of bricks and moving forward and taking responsibility for attaining the life that you really want to live? Which leads me to the question of the day. Do you believe in karmic debt? Or, nah, I'm a free spirit. I know there's nothing holding me back from living the life that I want to live. Leave those comments below, Light Fam. I would love to get an open discussion on this one. If you liked the video, then please like the video. If you want to see more videos on karma, what is karma real, a spiritual awakening, then please click the subscribe button. Also, remember to add me over on Instagram, the grams, _lightways. I do answer a lot of questions over there. Remember to have a look around in the description box below. We do have the free 30-minute guided meditation on abundance. You can also sign up for some one-on-one Zoom sessions as well. Now, if you know anyone that is not living the life of their dreams and they're saying they can't be happy because they've got to pay off this karmic debt first, then please share this video with them. It may give them the insight that they need to take responsibility for creating the life that they want to experience, and you may make a positive impact in their life. All right, guys, I will see all of you in that next video. You know how we do it. Light, love, and abundance to all that are watching and to all you love. Peace, guys.
My dance make it hurt.